That's not a fife. This is a fife. I really hope you've seen Crocodile Dundee, otherwise that just made no sense. I've bought myself a fife. It's been sitting around for a few weeks waiting for some attention, but this week is the week. It's the Yamaha YRF-21. It's made of plastic, has 7 tone holes, a thumb hole, it comes in this neat little pouch and has a fingering chart. Usually I play the recorder, and like a soprano recorder, the lowest note on this fife, that's with all the holes covered, is a C. If you are a recorder player new to trying the fife, beware the fife fingering chart. To a recorder player, this chart is upside down, with the bottom hole on the fife being at the top of the chart. The thumb hole is also in a different place entirely to a recorder chart, and for some reason both index fingers are given the same number as each other, as are the middle and ring fingers. So there are 2 finger 6s, 2 finger 7s and 2 finger 8s, and isn't that just a little bit daft? Before I bought this, I read a lot of reviews from people saying they completely failed to make any sort of noise with this thing, and to be honest, I completely expected to be in that club. But actually, within a couple of minutes, sound was happening. It wasn't great, but it was happening. I've since discovered that to start making a noise on the fife, it's actually much easier just to take the head joint, cover the end, and it's much easier to make a noise this way, so you get the satisfaction of making a sound, and it's easier to play around with the angle that you need to blow at. Then when you get more confident, you can add the body back on. I've also found that it's easier to begin with if you try to play the notes in the middle range rather than the lower C, D, E. Try to go for a G or an A. As you get more confident, you can work your way down the scale. I spent 4 days just playing a whole load of 1-octave C major scales. I was just trying to get the fingerings into my muscle memory and trying to improve the sound. Well, I did say trying to improve the sound. And next I added a useful C sharp and an F sharp to my note catalogue. Compared to a recorder, the thumb hole is really offset, so there has been a lot of this going on when I need to find it again. Then I began my approach to the 2nd octave. This is achieved by overblowing, and let's say I'm not quite there yet. Embouchure! Yes, the embouchure for the fife is really different to that of the recorder. Embouchure for flute is something that I have never done before. This is the first time I've tried to play any sort of cross-blown instrument. But so far it seems to me to be that if you line the centre of the blowhole up with the middle of your mouth, kind of tuck it underneath your lip, and then make a shape with your mouth like you were saying the ooh of you. As far as articulation goes, for the recorder I'm used to touching the roof of my mouth just behind the back of my front teeth with a to or a do sound. So I started doing that on the fife and it does kind of work. But I have discovered that if you let your tongue creep slightly further forwards in your mouth for the start of each note, it seems to work a little bit better. To get into the 2nd octave, you use the same fingerings as for the 1st octave, but you overblow. So far, I've only been able to get anywhere near the 2nd octave by slightly pinching the thumb hole, the same as I would for the recorder. But according to the fingering chart, you're supposed to just leave the thumb hole covered, so that's definitely something to work on. So obviously, after practicing for 10 minutes or so for the past 4 days, I am ready for my first performance. not exactly concert ready yet then. I tend to find that I can make a good noise at some parts and then I lose it and spend the next few notes trying to find how to make it sound right again. I also feel that maybe my embouchure isn't as efficient as it could be. I think I have to give far more air than the instrument needs, and that means I can't make it to the end of a phrase without needing to breathe. How about you? Do you play the fife, the flute? Do you have any tips? Please tell me you've got some tips. I need all the help I can get. I'm definitely going to keep on trying to practice the fife and trying to improve. I really like it as an instrument. Of course it is not going to replace the recorder in my affections, but it's another thing to play. If for some reason you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I make loads of videos about playing the recorder. There will also be other videos about other wind instruments on the way too, and maybe even the fife will put in another appearance at some point. Thank you so much for watching, hope to see you again next time. Bye!